Welcome to another episode of the Tapestry Podcast. I am Dr. Francois Booker Drew, and you know I love bringing on amazing individuals, and I'm so blessed because today we are talking to someone who supersedes even the word amazing. I am so happy to bring in Cheryl Williamson, who many of you probably already know, this renowned author. But let me tell you just a little bit about this powerhouse of a woman. She is a nationally acclaimed best-selling author, transformational speaker, and success coach. She has established multiple platforms dedicating her consulting practice to cultivate innovative business solutions, strategic marketing initiatives, and financial acumen for entrepreneurs. She is a global media person, y'all. She does film. She is the CEO and founder of the Williamson Media Group, and she uses her expertise to really help others thrive. She has received a number of awards for her leadership abilities, which it's a list I won't even go into, but just know this lady is phenomenal. She is a prolific author who has written a multi-best-selling book. She helps other authors. Her books include Words from the Spirit, For the Spirit, Soul Reborn, Safe House, Affirm, Soul Talk, Soul Bearer, and Soul Source. And adding to her list of accomplishments, she has done a number of literary works, including Sold Out and Success Factor. And she has produced multiple plays, has done film, been on many television shows nationally. And so I won't go into more detail because I want you to hear from Cheryl Williamson. So Cheryl, thank you for saying yes.
Thank you for inviting me. I have been in great anticipation of being on your show. You know, I have a great affinity for you. I love you from my very soul, and I don't say that lightly. I have loved you from the moment that I met both you and your mother, actually, at an amazing event. So thank you, my sister, for allowing me to be on today.
I just feel the exact same way. It is something when you meet a person and you immediately click, and it's like this soul connection. And that's what you've been for me. You've been an encourager. You've been a mentor. You affirm me, and you do that for not just me. You do that for so many people. And so what I want to talk about today is exactly that, the power of affirmations, because you are constantly, monthly, giving us list of things that we should, put before us and set intentions. Talk about affirmations. What are they? And why should we do that?
Affirmations are words of life. Affirmations change your life. And I can tell you that I was not always a person who spoke affirmations. And I realized that in order to change my life, I had to speak what I wanted to see happen in my life. And as I started to do that, like, for example, every day I write down I am on radio, TV, and film. So those things have no choice but to manifest in my life. And when people ask me, are you surprised that that happened? Absolutely not, Dr. Booker Drew. I'm not surprised because I stand in great expectation. I don't write what I don't want to see. I write what I do want to see. And in turn, my sister, it gives me great joy to teach thousands of people how to do exactly that. They can see their life change, their marriage change, their business change, simply by changing their mindset and speaking what we want to see and not what we don't want to see.
And so it goes back to, so a man thinketh, so is he.
Yes, yes. Ooh, yes.
And so how do people change that? Because I was having, their mindset, because I was having a conversation with my daughter about you attract what you focus on. And so if you focus on lack and you're always going, I don't have enough of, I don't have this, it's strange that you will then get more of that into your life. Has that been an experience for you?
That has absolutely been an experience for me, because I remember distinctly going to the mailbox and I said, oh, I don't want to go to the mailbox today. It's always bills. So that's all that came were bills. Mm. But when I made a conscious decision and I said, I received checks in the mail, checks started coming in the mail. So I go out to the mailbox dancing every day because I'm not looking for bills. I say I receive checks in the mail. I receive preferential treatment. And I expect preferential treatment. It's like buying a coach ticket but getting upgraded to first class. I'm not surprised when that happens because I write down that I receive preferential treatment. So just think about this. The people who wake up in the morning time, and as soon as they wake up, and they may run into the edge of the bed and they stub their toe and they say, I know it's going to be a bad day. Well, you've affirmed that for yourself. So everything that can go wrong, it will go wrong. And when people ask, well, what else bad can happen? You ask the question. You didn't say, I expect great things to happen in my life. You said, what else bad can happen? So that's the answer is coming to you. Flat tire, loss of job, whatever that is. Whatever we think about is what we bring about.
So how do you talk to the woman who is down, marriage isn't working, she lost her job? What are some simple things that she can do? Because someone could listen and go, oh, that's easy for you to say. You've got this, and that. This can work for anyone. So what would you say to her that will get her on the path of using affirmations to change her life?
I can tell you I used to be that woman. So for somebody to say, oh, that's easy for you to say, no, it wasn't easy for me to say. But I realized that if I wanted to see better, I had to expect better. So I had to change my mindset, change my routine. So I would encourage each and every woman, man, child that's listening, start journaling and writing what you want to see in your life. Start speaking it. Cut out pictures. Take sticky notes and write down, I am favored by God. I lack for nothing. And you have to start believing that. For the woman that's having issues in her marriage, she has to see her marriage in a better situation. My marriage is healed. My children are blessed. I can tell you as a matter of fact, when I would say things over my son, when he would get in trouble with certain things, I would say, I knew that was going to happen. I knew he was going to do that again. I knew he was going to get in trouble. So he kept getting in trouble. He kept doing things that didn't please me. But then I started changing it, and I said, oh, Russell is such a great businessman. He is an amazing husband and father. Now to this day, my son had his first movie accepted into 4 film festivals. He is married, and he is a fantastic father, and his children love him. That happened because I started speaking that. I started speaking what I wanted to see over him. When there have been challenges in my marriage, I started seeing my marriage the way I wanted to see it, not like it was. We have an open line of communication. Those are the things that I started writing down. So for anybody who will listen to us right now, Dr. Booker Drew, they have the opportunity to change their entire life by what they say over themselves, over their children, over their businesses. Oh, my business is never going to make any money. It won't, because you, the owner, just solidified it. You said it will never make any money. I write down every day, I live in abundance.
That's so true. And I don't think people recognize the power of life and death is in your tongue. And so you will receive the fruit of whatever you choose to talk about. And so it is so important for people to be aware of. We speak life and death over our situations, over our kids, when we say things like, your dad's never been any good and you won't be any good. Well, yes. then when your kid follows that path, you can't be surprised because words create a life of their own. And we put those things out into the universe, not recognizing that it's like a boomerang. Whatever you put out there, you're going to get back. And so for you, Cheryl, you have sown so many seeds of goodness, because in addition to what you do in writing and helping women become their best self, you also give back through your nonprofit, Soul Reborn. Why is gratitude so important for you in giving back? And what made you say that not only do I want to be prosperous, but I also want to use that to make a difference? Talk a little bit about that for me.
I am truly one that believes to whom much is given, much is required. And I don't take that lightly. It's not a cliche for me. So I will never be that person that will see someone without a coat and say, in the middle of winter, and I say, if there's anything I can do for you, just let me know. They've already let me know. They're shivering and they have no coat. So my life is about serving and giving, because at the end of the day, when someone stands up to give a eulogy for me, I want my legacy to be that I was a servant. They're not going to ask how many likes and views I had on Facebook. They are going to speak on how I seeded into the lives of women, men, and children. And that is what I want to be known for. I want to really walk out being the hands and feet of Jesus Christ. And in order to do that, you must be a person that's willing to do the hard work. You're willing to help others. You're willing to give. You're willing to listen. My philosophy is, how often should you give? For me, it's as often as I breathe.
Wow. And you do that. I mean, the feedings that you have done for those frontline workers out of your own pocket, and bringing people along to help you serve the police department and emergency and hospital workers, you have been doing that consistently, and you haven't stopped doing all the other things that you do. And so I just want to applaud you for the work that you do. Talk about even Soul Reborn and the nonprofit, because I want people to know about that work and find ways in which they can support you in doing this amazing work to change the lives of women.
Absolutely. I really believe that if we are given the opportunity, that each and every one of us can soar. So I am honored and privileged to work through my nonprofit Soul Reborn to assist women who are disadvantaged, disenfranchised, and are formerly incarcerated. And people ask me, well, how do you do that? What exactly does that mean? That means that I have opened up my heart, mind, spirit, purse, to make a difference in the life of women through seminars in entrepreneurship, wealth building, how to invest, how to dress for success, how to do a job interview for women who want to share their stories in order to become entrepreneurs. I teach women how to take their stories, really take 2,500 words and turn it into a corporation, because they learn how to speak, they learn how to sell their books, and people do not realize that everybody has a story. It's just whether or not you want to tell it. But I teach people how to take their stories and change their lives. They're traveling around the world speaking. They're sharing their stories. They're teaching now other people how to share their stories. They're starting their own publishing companies. And I love it because I can see the fruit from the tree. I can see the changes in marriage and in lives and in families, because if a woman is made whole, her family reaps the benefit of that. And
That's
when the
true.
Family, right? When the family reaps the benefit, then the community reaps the benefit. When the community reaps it, then the country reaps it. When the country reaps it, then the world reaps it. So I take it as my personal responsibility through Soul Reborn to help women renew their souls so that they can be everything that they are purposed to be, that they are destined to be, that they are being called to be in realizing that everything that they need in order to live out fully